I don't care about like I don't want number one spots. It's just like, you know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, there was another guy that was in the number one spot according to the entire world, and then next week, 2 weeks from now, when somebody else does it, all these discussions about, like I said, number ones and classics, and I don't care. I just want to make good music, and I just want you to enjoy it. And as long as we have that relationship for the duration of this career, I'm good. Like I don't need to, like I don't, you know. And maybe that's why people say I'm there, because I disconnect from it. You know, my uncle always told me something early in my life, which stuck with me, which is that while you're on the journey, you have to disconnect from the end goal. You know, because if you're just focused on some end goal, then you might get there, but it'll be hard to progress past that because you're so focused on that one destination that it's like, you know, you maybe forget everything in between, and maybe you could have done more in between. He always told me, like, just be here right now, live right now, and do the best you can right now. Don't worry about what that end goal is. It's great to have goals, it's great to have dreams, but it's just like you get too attached to it, and sometimes it can be a self-destructive. So, I mean, I just kind of try to progress as much as I can, like right now.
I made a commitment very early on to just be myself, you know, and what really bothers me the most is the fact that, you know, sometimes I feel like I don't get enough credit, or I'm not making a big enough impact because I'm not enough of a loose cannon, you know, in situations like this where we're doing a one-on-one interview, or, you know, that people just want me to go off more and lose my composure, and then that way, you know, I guess maybe I would be like cooler, make more headlines or be more iconic, but that's not me, you know. I'm a naturally poised individual. I don't want to just come out, you know, making mistakes.
How do I get better? I push myself really hard. I mean, I don't sacrifice, like, I try not to sacrifice any bar, you know. I mean, I'll sit there on the last 2 lines of a verse for 3-4 days if I need to, you know, just to figure out how to end it. You know, I want it to be cohesive. I always want the beginning of a verse to be strong. I always want the end to be strong. And I really spend a lot of time on bars, man, you know. Luckily for me, melodies come extremely easy, you know, knock on wood, like, but they do. I mean, I that is something that naturally, like, I just get in there and it starts flowing, and by, you know, 40 minutes in, an hour in, I have pretty much the direction I'm going in. But when it comes to raps, I spend a lot of time on it, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you know, that's all off the top. I always want to outdo myself. I always want to outdo everybody else around me. I'm a very competitive person. I'm just quiet about it. I'm not really out there like talking about who I want to outdo. I'd rather just go and outdo it, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to just sitting back and being like, oh, you know, I don't need to tell you who I'm better than or who I'm trying to be better than. I just want to put my music out, and then you tell me who's better than.
Do you feel like you are successful?
Yes, I do. I always want more. I'm, for some reason, like ready to go back and start working on new music tonight, even though everyone around me needs.
This came out like last week.
Yeah. Everyone around me needs a breather for sure, but.
But dude, you said you wanted to have $25 million by the time you're 25. You did that. And now you say you want $250 million by the time you're 29. I mean, this is, given the modest way you grew up, what does money mean to you?
Well, I think less than the dollar value, it's just more about the idea of growth and business mindset too. You know, 25 million at the time seemed crazy to me, but when you start becoming a headlining touring act and, you know, brands want to get involved with you and you can go do private events and whatnot, it's, you know, you're capable of making it. And now I want to, you know, for sure, obviously keep touring, keep making music, but now I see that there's other ways, you know, as far as like, you know, this global ambassador thing, as far as maybe starting, I want to invent something. I want to start a company. I want to do something that has maybe nothing to do with music.
Well, why do you care so much about success? Have you figured that out?
I'm just addicted to it. I think that I've sacrificed so much for it already and dedicated so much of my time that I have to push it as far as I possibly can.
I think that for anybody, what you have to understand is like, there's a way to exist in this world that's like we've never had it before, but like I strongly believe in the fact that if you have a good product, for the first time ever, there's a way to like get the world to hear your product, and if it's good, you will see the results from it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's people that, you know, artists will drop a mixtape, and if that mixtape picks up, you know, whether it's like House of Balloons or Party Next Door, like, he'll get like, I remember seeing when House of Balloons dropped, I remember people being like, yo, I'm in the Netherlands right now listening to House of Balloons. It's like, what? Like, you know, we have such a platform to access the entire world. And my biggest thing to you, your question was, how do you, like, I guess, catch the attention? It's just about finding your own moment, you know, and having the music be great, as cliche as that sounds, but it's just like, man, you know, there's not a lot of great music to choose from, so when somebody is great, the world will let you know, trust me. It doesn't take me, it doesn't take this guy, the world will let you know. All you have to do is put it out there, and there are people who scour the internet every day looking for the next big thing, and I promise you, if that product that you have is potent enough, you will be the next big thing. And I feel like that's it, you know?